Welcome in everyone to Overwatch Clash Season 11, week number 1. We're back at it again with our second game of the night. The Adamant Adams take on the Big City Blockheads. Once again, my name is Nave, joined once again with Dish here. Starting on Lijiang Tower with the Blockheads banning out Lucio and choosing the map, and the Adamant Adams choosing to ban out the Ramatra.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how both these teams play. We have connection to both of their captains here. We're both WEC veterans. So we'll see how Adam and Atom do. That's gonna be very fun to do the whole cast. But
yeah, we're gonna have some fun time with these lineups. So we're talking to the break a little bit like if anyone's ever watched Overwatch League, there was a season for the Seoul Dynasty where they had two DPS players by the name of Prophet and Prophet on the same team. And so we're bringing that sort of style into Overwatch and the Adamant Adams with Adam and Atom, who I believe we might both see on support here in the series.
which makes it even better. Now that they're both on support. I might just say the character name if it gets too confusing, but looking at both rosters, I'm curious how they both perform. We got Aniki as the champ DPS on the side of the Atoms, and on the side of Blockheads we have sorry, I'm looking at the sheet. We got like Rasa and RMM, very high level support players. So
as we are going to start getting into map number 1 here, Lijiang Tower Adams versus the Blockheads. Here we go. It is going to be the Met tank to start us off here. This was something that we kind of expected going into the season for this Blockheads team. A lot of off-rolling, right? Rasa, we've only seen him play support before in Aurora. Now coming over to the DPS line, Met going over to tank, which I don't believe we've seen either from him. I can't remember if he played it at all last season for the Grizzlies. I don't know if he might have played it there a little bit.
Yeah, I think a little bit. It's a flatter lineup on the side of the Blockheads. We have 3 Masters players and 2 Diamond players. So I'm interested to see versus the Adams, who have
the Adam backline.
The Adam backline. Aniki, Night Fear on DPS is something to look out for. As we look at the comps here, we have Sigma on the starting side of the Adams.
Yeah, and both teams are running the Mizuki Kiriko. So a little bit of a matchup there. Drone of Pride already on this off angle. Aniki just kind of marking it out, making sure the Tracer can't go unpunished. As the Blockheads make their way over to this point, Drone of Pride still kind of on this off angle. But the rest of the team getting this cap, and as the point unlocks, they should be able to get the first cap here.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see the matchup of the Mizukis here. As Night Fear the first to go down.
Yeah, Met fully charged here. And, the slower fight, I think it just favors the Zarya team. Getting this fully charged Zarya, and eventually the Sigma just not going to have enough shield left. Can't really eat away that Zarya beam, and they're going to get the first fight win.
And he's swapping over to the cast early. Makes sense. Imagine the cast. Yeah, basically a full mirror almost. Just the Mei versus the Tracer.
Yeah,
that
does get involved though. Night Fear with the Mei wall there just to kind of force the Zarya back, and it's a nice chain from Adam. The captain gets the job done and leading towards the kill on the tank, and with the rest of the team moving forward here, should be able to get this cap back, looking to get the flip on the point. RMM solo on point. Ross has actually fallen down second, and so the flip is going to come through. 50% though gained after only 1 fight.
Yeah, they looked like a pretty decent amount longer there, and they got 55%. Like I said, I think the Adam and the RMM battle is something interesting to watch. Adam winning an award last season for his Mizuki play on flexing over to Mizuki and doing really well. So
yeah, it was a big key for the for the Lemurs, making it as far as they did in the playoffs. But it's an early grab here from Met. Adam using the Sanctuary, but it doesn't catch the grab. You can't see anyone in that one. The counter Sanctuary outside from RMM. Aniki using the high noon. Rasa uses him as well, and his is a little bit better. I spoke too soon.
You spoke too soon.
I spoke too soon. Aniki gets a 2K. Fuzzy, though, so low, is going to get traded. It's a scrappy fight. Ure has made their way onto point. Aniki's still killing people. The Kiriko's going to get staggered late here. They don't get the flip. It's a huge stagger on this Kiri.
Yeah, that was a big stagger there. Didn't get the flip either, so that was good for the side of the Adams. As the Blockheads coming back in here with Rush. We got Rush on both sides. Looking at this mail.
And Dronifried swapping over to the Pharah. Decided that the Tracer wasn't really getting as much value. You're going to go over to the more pokier, slower Pharah as the Blockheads taking this rotate through this coast angle. It's an early Kitsune rush from Atom, but kind of not where the enemies are. It's onto the point.
Yeah, just
and so
rotate
the
away.
Blockheads just able to rotate away. Atom looking in for a chain is going to be good, but there's no follow-up. However, it does slow the team down enough that Met kind of just gets caught up for being too far forward. 85% now and counting for the Adams. Aniki, though, does get a little too big for his britches there, falling down to Rasa, and Nightfire gets chained as well. So even though they were down their tank, the Blockheads find their way back into this fight. Dronify with another pick. It's only the Kiri and the tank left. So Fuzzy should go down here, and the flip gets through at 99.
Yeah, that was some big picks over on the side of the Blockheads on the DPS. Coming in now, they still have May ult, but the Kiri ult used by Atom, and Yuri did not have to use the Kiri ult, so I think advantage on the Blockheads for this fight. And I mean, it's already 75%. This could be the last fight.
Yeah. What once looked desperate just a few seconds ago, now looks like they have complete and utter momentum here. The Blizzard from Nightfire, there's nowhere even close to that one. This time, the High Noon from Rasa gets no value, as well as Nightfire going down. Fuzzy so low, does get the Mega to stay alive, but Dronifried with a fantastic barrage, but it doesn't get any kills. The Aniki with their own High Noon does get one. Sanctuary now for Adam. It is going to be good. Fuzzy gets the grab on point. It's huge. Sanctuary just in time, but maybe just a little too late. Counter grab out. Last chance. Fuzzy gets caught in it, and maybe they do just enough to win the fight. So back and forth for both teams. In the end, the Blockheads do win this fight somehow.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be a close matchup. Like that was 99 to 99. That fight was back and forth. I think Nightfire, like, unfortunately, I think the May hit like the side of the wall, so it didn't get thrown in as far as they wanted to. I think it got cut off a little bit. But even with that, they fought back. It was a good grab on both of the supports, but the Mizuki ult saved both of them. So coming into this next map,
so strong.
full mirror.
Interesting, like Dronifried deciding to not even go for the Pharah. I mean, makes sense, control center, but the Tracer you'd think is also pretty good here. Maybe into the Mizuki plus the cast, it's a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, and especially because it's Aniki and Adam on the cast and the Mizuki. I feel like that's a little bit hard matchup on Tracer, but all right, coming in here on control center.
Wall out early from Dronifried doesn't really catch anyone. It's kind of behind the whole team, so doesn't really do the job of cutting off anyone. And the Blockheads have completely surrendered this white group control to the Adams. Now walking forward, Nightfire in a lot of trouble, but just has the block. Doesn't even need it though. Counter wall is really good this time for Dronifried. Second time's the charm. Don't even need the third one. Is going to be good enough to get the kill out of Nightfire. Fuzzy so low, is going to get healed up for now. But the rest of the team not so lucky. They do get the flip, but these low health bars should mean that the fight gets over, and the flip's going to come right back here in just a sec.
Yeah, now the Blockheads have control of the point once more. Adam, both Mizukis close to their ult, and
has some late staggers as well too, right?
Yeah, late staggers, and it looks like there is a slight Zarya ult advantage on the side of the Adam, so maybe they could get grabbed fast and kind of take advantage of that if they are paying attention to ult percentage. But
But Sam just goes down early there.
That's not good.
Didn't really respect the poke out. Chain from Armand goes a little bit wide. Met does need to be careful not to get walled off by their own Mei wall by trying to walk through it, but is going to survive. So many ultimates coming up on 5 ults for the Blockheads, 4 ults for the Adams. A lot to work with for both teams here. And it's going to be the High Noon first from Aniki, trying to walk up with this one. They have the speed boost from the Mizuki major perk. Both Kitsune rushes used out. Now Sanctuary for Adam. This Blizzard from Dronafry not really catching anything. The grab gets eaten by the Sanctuary of Adam, though, is huge. Exactly what they needed to win that fight. It's going to be a complete wipe. And after it all, the Sanctuary was the huge key difference there.
Yeah, the Sanctuary was huge there by Adam, and the Zarya grab was basically what just sealed that fight there. Because, honestly, I thought the Blockheads, they did good going second. They didn't use their ults first, so I thought they had a slight advantage, but once that Zarya grab was eaten, all went away.
Yeah, Aniki, even though he used the High Noon at the start of the fight, he's already 70% to another one. Nightfire
That's crazy.
Also there with 90% to their Blizzard. They didn't use it in the previous fight, so they still building that one. Aniki getting the pick onto Dronafried, sends the Blockheads right back to spawn, and now they've built up both of these DPS ults to potentially hold really close here. Met gotta be careful. Wall out from Nightfire, really good. Catches out the tank, and they go back to spawn once again.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff coming out from both Cassidy's, actually, if you look at the leaderboards. 18-4 for Aniki and 16-3 for Rasa, so we have a good cast battle going on this map.
Yeah, seen a lot of good hit scan play today here. RMM going in early with the shift. Blizzard comes through from Nightfear, doesn't quite catch anyone, but RMM in a lot of trouble, does get the shift cooldown just back in time, and the chain good enough to take down the opposing Mei. Fuzzy gets caught out as well in the ensuing cascade of the rest of the members of the Blockheads coming through. Even though they didn't use an ult, they're still going to get this flip back. 70% and counting, could be last fight of the map here.
Yeah, they wanted to go aggressive there, but Aniki got picked like right before the freeze was put out, so.
Wall out early. The tank caught Sanctuary out from Adam, though. The Nightfear does get caught and frozen. High Noon from Aniki looking for anything. Can the members of the Blockheads hide? Dronafried does get hit, but goes back into this block. Grab from both teams. Mets just a little too late to cause the difference. Yurei using the Kitsune Rush, trying to keep this fight going. Fuzzy is so low, is going to go down. Yurei, actually, with the help of Rasa, gets a nice little 2K. So close now, 99%. Someone needs to touch the point. Adam is going to get there. Chain onto Rasa, gets the kill. Yurei goes down to Atom as well. Now the ball for Met, trying to keep this fight going, seeing if they can close this one out here. Both Meis so low. Dronafried to Sanctuary from RMM. No ult on side for the Adams, but the chain is maybe just as good as an ultimate. Met still rolling around the ball so low, trying to keep the adaptive shielding alive. Dronafried going with the Blizzard, does freeze out Fuzi, but with everyone else falling, it's such a back and forth fight. The Adams are gonna win it, and so many ults used by the Blockheads there.
Yeah, they really just wanted to shut this map down, and that might have been a big mistake. Now coming into this, Adam has his ult, Aniki's really close to noon, and this is gonna be the last fight.
Yeah, they have to walk into this there. It's an early Sanctuary, though, by Adam. They have to walk through this one to get to the point. Someone's got to get there. I think RMM through the white room. No, he goes down. Rasa on the Tracer. Maybe the last chance for a touch. Isn't going to get there.
Wow.
And the Adam's going to tie us up here on Lijiang Tower.
I think we got 2 back-to-back banger matches coming up. It's very scrappy, very scrappy. Both points going 99 to 99. So, very entertaining. I don't know what else to say. Dronafried going back on the Pharah. Oh, or not. Might have just got baited.
Right?
Probably TP out and then go Pharah. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any point you're going to play Pharah on, it's Gardens, right?
It's definitely this one. You just got to be careful about Aniki, because Aniki was hitting shots last sub map, to say the least. Last point.
It's the White Room rotate for the Atoms here, as they just forego this whole side. It's going to allow Dronafry to just kind of have, free access on these side angles. Aniki getting hit by a direct there in a lot of trouble, trying to get healed up by the supports. Nightfear also really low. Dronafry just pumping in so much damage on these side angles, while the rest of the team is on point. So Met now just burning down the Mei, gets the first pick here, fully charged is Zarya, looking for more of the Blockheads, gets another one onto Fuzzy, and the first cap going in the way of the Blockheads here.
Yeah, I mean, you said it there. The far poke from that side, it's just so hard to get into the point there for the side of the Atoms.
Yeah, you actually had
But
Pharah on one side, and the castle and Rasa was on the other angle. So they had both DPS angles from both sides of the
that's
point.
rough. Okay, they're switching up their gun bridge this time.
Yeah. But a huge boop by Dronafry sends the Mei all the way off the map. So it's actually a disaster. Now they're kind of cut off. Aniki does do the Cassidy thing. Silver bullet to the head of the Pharah. Takes them right out of the sky. And the rest of the Blockheads kind of caught in a little corner here. Had to be careful. High noon from Aniki catches Yurei out there. And so they have a one-person advantage. Met now out of bubbles. But RMM using this Sanctuary, trying to keep the Zarya alive. Trying to beam down Atom. The TP, not quite enough to keep them alive, and it is the fully charged Zarya, even though they get frozen by the Mei perk at the end there, with the help of the Sanctuary from RMM, gets the fight win, 55% and counting for the Blockheads.
Yeah, I think it was a good start there. It was a good chain onto Yurei there by Adam, and Aniki pulling the high noon to get the pick, but I think they just need a little better target prioritization. They're a little bit all over the place there at that last fight. Very scrappy. Now coming into 4 ults, including a grab here.
Sanctuary out really early from Adam. Dronafry tried to use the barrage inside of the Sanctuary. I don't think that one's going to work. Met using the grab, also to not really any success. Rasa with the high noon, trying to look for anything in this fight, holding it for as long as he can. Not going to be able to find anything. Fuzzy going with the grab, catches Rasa. Met walks into that one as well. So a few members advantage, but the Zarya is so low, meaning Atom has to use the Kitsune Rush just to clean up this fight. Blizzard used as well. The Atoms will win, but it was so expensive.
Yeah, it was very expensive at the end here. I mean, I think the rush was necessary. Everyone was so low. They could have easily all died, but now going into this, they have a free rush on the side of Blockheads, so we got to be careful here on the side of Atoms.
Blockheads, the rush, all they need is one fight to close out the map. Adam really low, but should be able to survive just through this one. Suzu forced early, and so Dronafry gets the first pick even before the Kitsune Rush comes out. Now, here it is for the Blockheads, but Aniki has built the high noon in time. Is going to use it quite early, though, so it doesn't find much with that one. Fuzzy so low, goes down. RMM used the Sanctuary, doesn't survive through it, though. Adam getting one trade back. TP on point for Atom, going to go down. Adam looking for any more sort of stall. Aniki does get one more, 2 more from the Cassidy, 3 from the Cassidy. How has he managed this? Now it's a winnable fight as Fuzzy has come back on the ball. The Mei is back in fight as well. RMM coming on the cat. The Mei dies with block. It's only the ball now. The cat swap was so smart from RMM. Fuzzy so low. Adam is back though with the Sanctuary, and even though the Kiriko falls down, a few more trades, Fuzzy goes down, no tanks online. I believe it's only Aniki left, and Nightfire too far away to touch. Almost some incredible heroics there from Aniki, but not going to be enough. The Blockheads are going to win map number 1.
Scrappy, scrappy, scrappy. This is an all-out brawl fest between these two teams, and I'm excited to see more.
Both Cassie so impressive. Aniki just finding so many picks, in seemingly lost fights. If there's one thing we learned from this map is that both of these teams never know when to say not winnable, right? They think every fight is winnable, and maybe it is.
Yeah, I mean, they proved it. There were some fights that turned around that shouldn't have been won, and there's some fights that were so close, very close to getting turned around, just like that last fight.
For now, we're going to stand up to a short little break. Map number 2 after this. Don't go anywhere. More Overwatch Clash continues after this. Welcome back, everybody, to Overwatch Clash Season 11, Week number 1. The Big City Blockheads take Lijiang Tower, start 1-0 up in this series. The Adamant Atoms choose to take ban first, so the Blockheads take us over to New Junk City and ban out the Cassidy. With the Atoms' first ban, though, they take away that Zarya that we saw from map number 1.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they're going to run here instead of the Zarya. Maybe go to Ram, Mauga. Who knows? Cass ban makes sense. I think the Cass was actually doing well on both ends. But Aniki, of course, you know, Cass being one of his star heroes. I also get why they're banning Cass.
Yeah, I don't think it's too surprising here for either teams. You know, deciding, let's not. I mean, there's sort of this mentality, not saving any bans for a long series. It was a really close map number 1. Really scrappy from both teams. So hopefully we'll see a close series. Hopefully every map is like that. But who knows?
And we do have some swaps coming over from both teams. We have Austin swapping in for Adam on support. Looks like just a 1-for-1. And then, oh, never mind. I lied. They just didn't change anything yet. Austin going to DPS and Nightfire going down to support. And on the side of the Blockheads, while we're going into the map, I just gotta wait till right now. Okay, there we go. Rasa going to support and Ducks coming in for DPS.
Yeah, so, you know, some swaps here for both teams as we are going to get into map number 2, New Junk City here. Now, there's been a lot of talk preseason about Austin. You know, here is this really high SR player who got drafted, I believe, in the last 5 picks of the draft. As well as they were traded pretty immediately after the draft to the Atoms. It was actually the Captain Adam who specifically requested to trade for Austin. So really excited to see, you know, the talk about this player. We've heard a lot, but I think it's time to see how they actually play.
Yeah, I mean, if Austin's playing well, that's a scary DPS line from the side of the Atoms. As we come on out on the Ram mirror.
Austin starting on this May Reaper here for the Atoms. Aniki on the Reaper. We've seen a fair amount in the previous seasons as well, so more than just the hit scan for this guy. Very comfortable on these flankers as well. Just brawling out Dronafried here on the side. TP in, as well as the rest of the go button here. Wall from Austin, not quite connecting though. The rest of the Atoms trying to look for more. Met super low, does get Suzu'd out, and Nightfire is actually the first one to fall down. Adam does trade one back though, Dronafried going down. However, I think that might be all they can get. Fuzzy does get 1, but 16 HP in the corner, not going to be able to do enough to stay alive. And that should be the Blockheads winning the first fight. They get the flip, though.
They do get a flip, and they're living a little longer, you know, not that much longer. You get a little, you know, 14%, 13%, yeah. That's something.
Better than nothing.
Something on Flashpoint. As we look at, you know, ults slowly coming up. Met ahead on Ram ults. Austin coming pretty fast up on that May ult.
Yeah, it actually builds quite quickly, and if you can get a lot of healing from the ice block, that just helps to build that May ult so fast. 80% and counting for that one. Looking for shots onto Ducks there. Is gonna get, you know, into the block, stay alive. 97% to the Blizzard, is gonna get it now. Gonna throw it down, but I believe it was a Blizzjax actually, as Met just punches down the May before that Blizzard really had a effect there. Aniki does trade one back, but with no form for Fuzzy. They're just gonna go down here. 80% counting. I think that's just gonna be the first point going the way of the Blockheads.
Met is just kind of punching them down on the Ram here, getting great care by Rasa, and not having to use any ults on the side of the Blockheads. So coming in the next point, pretty big ults fight. Austin swapping over to the Soj instead. I think this makes sense.
Yeah, I think the May Reaper just kind of struggles a little bit. Duck's pretty much unmarked on this Sojourn. So, a lot of ults here. 5 ults for the Blockheads, 3 for the Adams. Met using the Nemesis form a little bit earlier than you would like. Just forcing them, back towards the team there. So they're not going to have it. It's actually a Kitsune Rush for the Adams. And both Annihilations coming forward. Fuzzy's, though, is just a little bit better, finding Dux and Yurei with that one. One more kill in a Dronafried. And even though they were down ultimates, the ultimates they do use make them count.
Yeah, so they used Rush there, and then just the Rush with the Annihilation just meant Fuzzy could just go in there and destroy everyone. They didn't use any support ults on the side of the Blockheads, which, I'm a little surprised about. I feel like they could have matched the Rush. But coming into this, now it's going to be Anarchy ult versus both support ult.
Yeah, both support ults here. Dronafried getting marked here by Austin this time. Kitsune Rush out here from Rasa. And they do find Anarchy on the side of the Adams. Though trades coming out for both teams, and Yurei is actually going to fall down before they had the chance to use the beat. Fuzzy going through, just punching the rest of the Blockheads down. The Ramatra is just going crazy right now. And that kill into Lucio was huge. Couldn't use that beat, didn't have that one ult they had in the bank. And, Duck's going to swap over to this Bastion now.
I'm going to be honest, sometimes these fights, you could ask me, hey, who's winning the fight, and I wouldn't know. Because they're just so back and forth. There's just picks left and right. I'm just like, it's super fast. People are getting picked off. Matt just picked early.
Who just gets caught off there, Fuzzy with a nice slow. The rest of the Adams and Anarchy with a 4K from the Reaper, just walking it through. They don't even need ultimates. They can just get it done in the neutral.
This is what I mean. It's just like, it just went back and forth on the first point. The Blockheads beat the Adams without using any ults, and now the roles are reversed. And now the Adams have ults, and they're struggling a little on the side of the Blockheads.
Anarchy hiding in this corner, maybe looking for a sneaky ultimate, gonna walk forward, but it's a nice Bastion nade from Dux. That slight little knockback from the boop just denies that engage, and it's actually Dronafried who's found 2 picks in the back line meanwhile. So Anarchy tried to go for a sneaky little play there, but it didn't work out, and the Blockhead's gonna get first cap.
Okay, so they have ults, but they didn't use them. So
I think they just don't.
That's
just what they do.
Yeah, I don't know. Do ults matter really? I don't know. Jorna getting those 2 picks, which is like
line, the ult economy doesn't matter. That's what Capitology told me.
I think they're right. Not gonna lie.
Yes.
At least in this, at least in this matchup, as Anarchy TP's the point.
Yeah, just gonna try to force point here as long as they can. Austin going with the overclock to start on this off angle. Yurei once again dying before they had the chance to use that beat. Nightfire does get traded, but the overclock still going. Does get to pick out a Dronafried. Fuzzy does go down, so there's no tank now for the Adams. But the rest of the Blockheads are so low. Anarchy going with his Blossom on high ground. It's only Met alive on point, trying to get the flip, unsuccessful in doing so. The rest of the DPS should get this kill. Both DPS ults used for the Adams as they decide to press Q, and it works out for them.
I thought the last match was the most week 1 match ever. I lied. It was this one. What is happening, man?
Yurei hasn't beat it. Yurei, it's been 6 minutes and Yurei hasn't pressed Q once.
Yeah, ults don't matter. They just don't
matter. Don't need them.
5 ults on the side of, 4 on the side of Blockheads coming in here.
Bombs from Dux, though, does catch Adam out after they use this Kitsune Rush. Yurei finally uses the beat here, trying to get something done with it, but it's actually Anarchy walking forward with the help of the beam from Nightfear. Just get the kill onto the Bastion. More kills as well. TP into the backline finds Rasa. However, Dronafried's still alive. Met coming out of this Annihilation gets the just the shift just in time. Gets the kill on to the Tracer, but Austin has come back from spawn and it's only Met alive. The respawns
they did
are
flip
there.
The point.
They did.
So they flipped the point that whole time. So they might have another fight, but it's only 3 of them, and now the Ram is so late.
The speed. Yurei is not on Lucio anymore to touch.
Dux
can touch on Reaper here. Dux can touch.
They can touch.
TP onto the point for Dux. Has to use the Wraith pretty much immediately though. Now another touch here, potentially from Dronafried. Dux already going down though. Overclock now from Austin on point. trying to clean it up as much as possible here for the Atoms is going to be good. Night Fear does go down, but I believe it's a 2v4, so should be favoring the Atoms here at this point, as they are going to get the next point here and go to match point now so far on New Junk City.
This is just a crazy map. I mean, they did get they got Sojolt out of it with that touch, so there's the small lighting, in the darkness there. But I mean, just looking at our alts, I mean, we got another swap over. We got now on to Wu Yang. Aniki has this Blossom. Went well last time. Let's see how he uses it this time.
Yeah, Yurei swapping over to the Wu Yang. Another swap. The Brig only lasted one fight there. But Aniki, Death Blossom, just brawling out Dronifried, forcing the Tracer all the way back. Night Fear a little bit low there, but should be able to get healed up by the team as Aniki is still on this flank and walking forward. Sees Yurei on point, just and assassinates them with two well-placed shots from the Hellfire shotguns. Ducks coming out of the Wraith, nowhere else to go. TP in from Aniki, chasing down this Reaper with the help of the Kiriko, gonna get the job done. First cap does come through for the Blockhead, but they're down one member, and Met is so low on the point here, getting back shots from the punches of Fuzzy. And so they are gonna clean up the fight and get the first, and they get the cap.
Yeah, it was a big fight. They didn't even have to use Reaper ult there. Aniki just getting a pick early, just flanking with the Reaper. If they had that perk where you would do more damage to the back, they'd be dead even faster. Not a thing anymore, but
that's an old one. I feel like that hasn't been there forever.
that was like the first
Yeah, that was like
season of
one
perks,
of it.
and then they
The
got rid of it
Dire
like right
Triggers-
away. They're like,
Yeah,
wait,
Dire
maybe this is
Triggers
not that
came
good.
in.
And then they added it to his base kit. Some Overwatch history.
Blockheads trying to walk back in, get any sort of life back on here in the map. But Aniki going with the Death Blossom in the back line does catch out Rasa, even though they use a Kitsune Rush. Met with the Annihilation, just trying to block, stay alive. Only the Wu Yang healing isn't going to be able to keep him up. Fuzzy now also trying to block. Dronifried shooting him from behind. Shield plus the Kiriko pocket is good. Can't say the same for Austin, though. All the healing went to the tank. And so eventually the Sojourn went down. Kitsune Rush, though, from Adam to keep this going. Yurei so low. Ducks now has the Death Blossom. Last chance here. Isn't going to find anything. The TP away as well. Met does get the kill onto the Ramatra, though, and Night Fear really low on point. Has to be careful, but a nice Soji catching Met off guard there. Aniki back on the Reaper, once again giving back shots to the Ramatra. Overclock now for Austin, but it's a huge stick onto Aniki, getting a kill onto the Reaper, and it looks like the Blockheads are going to win this fight.
How did they win that fight?
I don't know.
I just like how. I mean,
Dronifried had a really good stall. Dronifried stalled for a while.
Yeah, very good stall by Drona. The respawns just came in, like they got picks, but it was just not enough for the side of the Atoms. Now, looking at this, like no ults on the board really. I mean, coming close to Ray, that's probably the biggest thing.
Close to the Ray.
Yeah, very close. If they really got to get value with this Ray if they want to close this map out.
Yep. If not, we're going to go to a fifth and final point. Yurei solo on the Lucio. They swapped back many times this map, but the Lucio is what they're going to die on here.
Alright, there we go.
Ray coming out, met a lot of trouble early. Suzu forced, just trying to block slop, stay alive. Then eventually the Nemesis form runs out, and so the Annihilation comes through from Fuzzy. Trades though, Ducks manages to find two and all of that. Rasa so low, eventually goes down to the tentacles, the Annihilation. Ducks still with a third trade, and it's only the captain left. Dronifried, last man alive here, is going to go down to the Vortex. Fuzzy, absolutely fantastic ultimate from him. Should do enough to clean up the fight. Yurei, one more touch, no one else is going to get there, and the Adamant Atoms going to win the first map of the season and tie up the series 1-1.
GG's. It felt like a GG's there. It felt like the match was over after that one. That was crazy.
It's over.
That was a crazy map. I mean, I thought the last map was crazy. This one was even crazier. That Ray did come down, and I think it won him the map. I mean, there was still trades back and forth. They put up a really good effort on the side of the Blockheads, but Adams took the map. We're 1-1. I have no clue what's gonna happen next.
Well, only one way to find out, and that is when we get to map number 3 after the short little break. Don't go anywhere. More Overwatch Clash continues after this.
Cheats are the purest. Prove it, prove it.
Clash. Welcome back, everybody, to Overwatch Clash Season 11. It is map number 3 in the series between the Adams and the Big City Blockheads. The Adams, after going down map number 1 with a nice bounce back map there on New Junk City. We do have the Big City Blockheads taking us over to Circuit Royale, banning out the Juno. The Adams going to ban this May as well. Dish, how do you feel about these bans?
I mean, it makes sense. I think the ban from the Blockheads is banning Juno because in the last map they just played Juno. They didn't play any Lucio, so maybe they're trying to, see if the flexibility is there. The May ban, May is very strong on circuit, and I'm sure Rasa and Drona could both play May very well. So, I think the bans make sense. And map wise, like the last series, kind of a different style, both control and flashpoint being very fast, very rush heavy, very scrappy. I'm wondering if it'll just slow down a little bit in the circuit. Maybe they're trying to slow the game down a little bit. Maybe a little more poke.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it definitely seemed like the Blockheads weren't really comfortable running the speed comps Ure on the Lucio, off the Lucio. Didn't really sure what they wanted to do there. And some comp swaps here. The Blockheads gonna keep RMM on the bench, but they are gonna swap Rasa and Dux. So Dux is gonna be on support for this map, and Rasa is gonna be on DPS.
Interesting. So this is the third comp in 3 maps that they're running. Team's still figuring out, what's best where. After maybe one scrim, you're not gonna know what's the best comp for your team. Coming on circuit, I'm guessing we'll see like Sigma. Yeah, yep, there it is. We're gonna see some Sigmas. Double flex on both teams right now. With that Lucio ban.
Interesting. The Moira hover here from Nightfire. It seems like this kind of double flex support look here is what the Adams want to run with the double hit scheme with the Widow.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I mean, this is like one of Widow's maps, that and like Junkertown, but we haven't seen Austin's Widow yet. I'm very, very excited to see how this goes. Dronified starting out on the Pharah. Yeah.
Ooh, Austin went for the grapple shot there, but just gets caught on the corner a little bit. So not quite successful with that one though. Setting up on the bridge here is going to be the Adams taking this sort of high ground angle. Austin once again going for the grapple.
So shout out on the Sigma. Sigma really low.
Yeah. Met in a lot of trouble here. Does get the shield up in time to block that headshot. But the shield, there's double flex support plus this double hit scan. The shield from Met is going to go down pretty quickly.
Trying to get the cart under the bridge. I'm expecting, the Adams to drop down here, try to hold the cart here. Much more pokey comp from both sides.
Rock onto the Sigma just forces the shift out there. Dronified so low on this Pharah. Should be able to survive though. Not gonna get taken down there. Still no picks for either team. Except as soon as I say that, Rasa gets the better of Austin there. So the Widow, not much of a problem for the Blockheads. Ure getting another onto Anarchy as well. And now this payload is already around the corner. Any more late staggers are just going to mean that this first point cap going to go through. As soon as I say that, Nightfire goes down. So now the Adams in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, this is probably first cap, I would guess. I don't think they're going to try to contest this. Oh, I might be mistaken.
Gets rocked though by Met.
Yeah,
nice rock there from the tank of the Blockheads. Adam gets staggered there as well. And so the first cap comes through, and Ultimate's on board, kind of keep this push going.
Yeah, I think once your Moira kind of got picked late there, I think that probably best move was just to kind of stay back and back out, regroup, go for next fight. The second point is a very holdable point, in my opinion. I mean, I'm guessing a lot of people agree with me on that. And now coming into it, we have some ults coming pretty fast on the side of the Blockheads.
We'll see what they want to go with first here. Is going to be Dux using this amplification matrix, or maybe Dronified going with the barrage It is going to be Ducks here. Amplification Matrix around the corner. Rock there onto Fuzzy, but it's a nice Suzu from Adam to keep the tank alive for now. But Rasa gets the pick anyways. Coalescence from Nightfare trying to keep everyone from the Adams alive. However, Met's Flux is going to be good enough to pick up those kills. Second point cap going to come through. And does this remind you of anything, Dish?
Yeah, 5.5 minutes basically on third point.
What is with Circuit Royale today?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe people just can't defend on this map. But they only use 2 ults, which is also important on the side of the Blockheads. They have both TPS ults and Rush now. Basically 4 ults on the side of the Adams. So we'll see coming into this fight what they decide to use. There's a Flux that Fuzzy has that Met doesn't, so I feel like that's going to be like the key ultimate here.
Austin just trying to brawl out Dronafried, but the Pharah gets the better of that trade. So it's a huge pick there from the captain. Rock onto Met though, and so Fuzzy just trades that one right back. Aniki going with the overclock, trying to secure this fight. Shots here onto Ducks. Lamp already used. It is going to be good enough to clean up the fight. Rasa slides away, 1 HP. But that is going to be another fight, and so they are going to set up a hold here, and Dronafried is still behind. I think they know. They have to know.
Yeah, they have to know. I mean, they're looking for him. I think he's...
Barrage! Going for Austin, does get it. Super cheeky Barrage. He's going to get Adam as well. Does get 2!
And he
The
wins!
captain putting in all sorts of work here. The skipper making it count. Absolutely crazy play from the Pharah. Now Fuzzy going with this Flux, trying to keep this fight going despite being down 2. Rasa does get Suzu'd, but Met takes down the Sigma. And so an absolutely huge play, and the rest of the Blockheads come through. Dronafried is still alive and gets another pick onto Aniki. Austin, last chance with the BattleBot now. Adam using the Kitsune Rush as well, but Met has made his way up to the high ground. Overclock from Rasa, and that's going to be the cap. 3 minutes, 34 seconds from the Blockheads. The skipper making plays.
Deja vu, huh? I mean, like, what a time bank. 3.5 minutes is a lot. I don't think it's bigger than the ones from last. I mean, it might have been a
I
little
think
bigger
the
than...
ones in the other games were bigger. You know, I think
Yeah,
it
it's
was in
still...
between. It was in between because one was 4
It was in
minutes, one
between?
was 3 minutes.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it's still like an insane time bank. I think trying to Flux in that 3v5 scenario probably wasn't the move. I think you just got to back up a little bit, maybe play the choke, wait for your team to respawn because you had other ultimates coming in like Rush. Girona just in the back, just doing work on the Pharah.
The balls on this guy to make that sort of play, right? Like he is just all the way there. This is either like you look like a genius or it fails and you look like a complete idiot.
I mean, they like tried to go back there and deal with them. They sent the Kiri and the
Yeah, it wasn't even like it was one person.
Emery back, or was it Emery? I don't remember, but yeah, they sent 2
Kiri
people back
Emery.
there, but he's just like, here, hold this, and then barraged in their face, and then the Kiri like almost got him. He was 1 HP in, and then he stayed back here and he lived because like there was no one else to come.
Yeah, he lived. He caught another pick later in the fight. That's just crazy.
Yeah, he just lived, waited for the passive regen, healed up, and then just got another pick later. It's crazy.
13-0 is the Pharah here on Sukarao, playing on an absolute clinic. You know, Dronafried, we've seen so much of him on Tracer in the past, and here he's really showing that he's more than just a Tracer player. He's got this Pharah, and it's pretty damn good.
I mean, you'd think it'd be kind of hard for him because they were playing like double hit scan for a lot of it, but no, he's just playing really well, playing his angles, being safe, being risky when he needs to be.
Blue swaps here for the Adams. TP from Austin, who's moved over to the Sim, but Adams already down first here. Dronafried, a little low, but Fuzzy's a little lower. 0 health to be exact. TP out, not quite the distance he need on that one, so Austin might just get traded here. Ure is really low, and a nice shot from Aniki is going to get the Kiriko.
If they play this correctly, they'll be able to walk in here if they play this correctly. They do got to hurry up. Kiri can TP back in, but maybe they could get this first corner with that pick.
Yeah, especially if Aniki gets another shot. Yurek just got back, but Dronafried taken out of the air. Finally, someone shuts down the Pharah. You're going to get a nice shutdown bonus for that one. A few souls extra added to your bucket.
And with that, they're walking up now. They're gonna take the corner. Second corner is still very, very good place to hold.
Yeah,
That's
so
getting low though.
he used his hands, and even though this window is out from Ducks, I don't know if it's gonna be able to do enough to turn it. Jonafried going down is once again, and someone's gonna deal with this Ashe on the high ground. Eventually, Anaki's just gonna kill everyone. It is gonna be the overclock from Rasa, but the Bob on point should get the job done. 1 ult for 1, but in the end, Adam's gonna get cap here.
Yeah, some ults on there. You know, it was winnable. You know, as we said at earlier maps, any fight is winnable. Ults don't matter. That being said, there's a rush on both sides. There is a support ult advantage on the side of the Blockheads as they have. Oh, I'm sorry, the Adams, as they have both support ults out, and now Drona also has the Pharah barrage, which I think is gonna come in soon. Or not.
Yeah, just kind of get poked out though. He got hit by the dynamite from Aniki, so he has to be a little bit more careful than he would like to be with this one. It's actually Adam going to use the ults first here. Kitsune Rush as well as both support ults. Counter Kitsune Rush, and the Gravitic Flux from Fuzzy goes wide, and it's another fantastic barrage from Jonafried onto Aniki. A few more follow-up kills finish up the fight. It was expensive for both teams there, but in the end, the Blockhead's gonna get the win and continue their hold here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not super worried about Drona using his ult there because I don't know, he could get picked out really fast if he is not careful, especially against a Ram now on the side of Fuzzy.
TP up right into the face of the Blockheads. Just beaming down level 3 beam for Austin. Adam gets traded, and Met, the punches are good to take down the Symmetra, who was doing all sorts of damage. It's actually a 2k for the Ramatra of the Blockheads. Aniki does trade one back, but with no Nemesis form available for Fuzzy, they're going to go down. And so, just kind of an interesting fight there. The Adams, they just take the TP right in front of the Blockhead's face and say, you know, here we are.
Yeah, they took the TP, but then the Ram fell off the high ground. I don't know if he got booped by the far. That might have been the case there. I'm not sure. It was. I would guess you got booped from the far because I was confused why they were split there. Speaking about split, the map just got split in half.
And it's another boop sent to Ramatra once again. So even though they've used this sim wall, it's a really easy kite now for the Blockheads. Now they can re-engage. Ducks has the window, gonna throw it down. Nightfire in a lot of trouble, forced to use that Wraith away. Is going to be able to save their life though. Rasa, nice rail, going to finish off the Moira of the Adams. Now Matt has the Annihilation in hand if he chooses to use it. So many low health bars. Adam a little bit lower there. Still 4v5, so advantage you would say in theory for the Blockheads, and as well with Jonafried getting another pick should be enough to clean up this fight.
Staying in it though, they're still poking a little bit. Drona getting a really good pick there onto the sim. Gonna be teeping back shortly. At this point it's getting dangerously close to being held there.
4 ults though here for the Blockheads though, a lot to work with. It's still just super slow. Neither team wants to make the first move, and now finally they're gonna do it. Rasa, it was a nice boop in the air there from Jonafried. The railgun follow-up onto Aniki. The Bob came through, but no real value from that one. And they're gonna stagger out the Ramatra here. Brutal.
I think the Bob got thrown a little too deep. It kind of passed through everyone. I think it was trying to get a hit onto maybe the Ramatra and just kind of like be on cart, but it kind of slid past, and then there's a lot of angles you could just kind of be fine just standing because of this pillar. And now coming into it, it's do or die time. It's 50 seconds remaining, probably one fight remaining, maybe two if this is fast.
Underneath here into the stairwell, Jonafried read that one, has a barrage in hand. Just so much damage pumped into the Adams there. Aniki does trade out onto the Pharah. However, 2 members down, Austin going as well. These staggers could be brutal, only 30 seconds left. These TPs are not getting a lot of value.
I mean, it's just so hard into like the Pharah. He's just booping, displacing, and just poking. And it was a fast enough fight where they will get another chance. There's 15 seconds left. They have TP. They have ults here. They have both support ults. So I mean, it's do or die time right now.
10 seconds remaining. Another TP. It's a short one this time. Going up the stairs on the right side. They do trade out one, but Adam's already down, and somebody's got to get to the point.
No one's on the
No
point.
one's going to get there. And the Blockheads going to win map number 3. Go to match point in our series.
Was that TP intentional? Do you think they were like aiming for the high ground and they missed? Because
It's hard to say because
I don't know what the plan was there. Because like there was no one on the point, as you can see. The map
it's
is done
weird
now.
that
It's
they
like
decided to take the overtime fight on the opposite side of where the point was. So,
yeah. I
interesting
mean,
choice for them. But
who knows? But now we're gonna go into our next map.
yeah, map number 4 coming after a short little break. Don't go anywhere.
These These beats are the purest. Prove it. Prove it.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Overwatch Clash Season 11. Map number 4 is here. I don't want to say it like that. 4. The Big City Blockheads up 2-1 in the series. As the Adamant going to take us over to Numbani, banning out the Hazard. Blockheads banning out this Reaper that we saw. Aniki was really good on map number 2.
Yeah, it's a ban, you know, to Aniki, but I think it's more of a protect ban. Like we were both talking in the break. They're probably gonna run the Pharah again, especially on Numbani. Still a pretty good Pharah map. So protect banning Reaper makes sense from our end, and then Hazard. We're not sure if Met plays Hazard. Maybe he does. We're thinking we're gonna see a Diva. And yeah, I guess we'll see what they pick.
We should be getting into the map shortly, as in we're getting to the map right now. Map number 4, Numbani here. Big City Blockheads looking to close us out here in 4. Adams looking to get back in this series. Do have some swaps as playtime rules require that RMM and Adam have to come back in, respectively. RMM coming back on support, so it's going to be the same roster for map number 1 for the Blockheads. And for the Adams, they're going to go for a new roster here with Adam on tank.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Trying out something new. They're down in the series, trying to pull it back. Adam, known to play tank, so this is not the craziest thing ever, but Drona starting on the Tracer from the looks of it. I thought we were gonna see a far out of him. Well, I mean, you know, who knows? He might still go far up, but
I will say the Diva was not something I was expecting from Adam. I mean, in the past Aurora seasons, at least specifically, we've seen mostly Reinhardt from him. Of course, not a great Reinhardt map, Numbani, you know. So you know, we'll see. But you know, double hit scan here. Well, kind of double hit scan with Aniki over onto the Xion. Always enjoy seeing this newest hero.
Yeah, Xian's really fun to watch, as Rasa is also playing the Freya, which two new unique heroes.
Well, Freya's not that new anymore. Let's be honest.
I mean,
but
unique into the series is what I meant, not into the game. But
I suppose that's true. Jorna Pride though just assassinates Austin in the back line. Aniki trying to brawl out this this Tracer with the help of Nightfire, but Jorna Pride gonna get a second kill. Once again, this guy just causing all sorts of problems in the back line, and just like that, the Adam's gonna fall like dominoes, and first cap coming through here for the Blockheads.
Yes, fast first cap here by the Blockheads. Drona putting in work once again, getting the first pick onto Austin, and putting a lot of pressure onto their Brig, causing Aniki to swap over to the Tracer as well.
Yeah, so interesting swap there. Aniki just deciding it's not worth playing the Xion into the Tracer, just gonna mirror it. You know, this guy, we've seen him play so much hit scan in the past, so always like seeing him play something different. Adam, Met, just looking at each other shooting, as tanks often end up doing. Sleep does catch onto the break here. Now Ure walking up, anti onto them as well, gonna pick up that kill. So a nice sleep from Ure, gonna pick up that kill, and the rest of the Adams just kind of fall from there.
Yeah, they're just sliding on the cart to die and then respawn. Ultimate's looking pretty good on the side of the Blockheads. Something I just like kind of noticed, kind of weird to point out, is some interesting support comps on both teams. We got a Brig Kiri and a Ana Wu Yang.
Ana Wu Yang, yeah. You know, I guess some people play it comfort more than what's best, I suppose. And I mean, in theory, a lot of these make sense. You know, the Ana really good on these dive maps, the Brig really good into the D.Va, so could work out here for both teams. It's another sleep onto Anarchy, but the recall is going to be there. Adam, though, so low, going to lose the mech on point, has the bomb, does a mech. Adam not so lucky, and so he's going to lose his life. And a second point cap. It's another 5.5 minute time bank here for the Blockheads.
Yeah, I mean, the snowball is strong. Matt getting another pick right there. Going so low, but getting out. I mean, Adam not having the bomb in time because they lost the first 2 fights.
Just about dodges that pulse bomb there from Anarchy. So they can't even get their one. The good news for the Adams, though, they have some ults in hand. Adam, Austin, and Adam have their ults. Only the bubble from RMM for the Blockheads to work with. So we'll see what the Adams choose to go with here. Is it the overclock, or is it the Kitsune Rush? It's actually the bubble out first, but it's a really, really nice time Suzu there from the Kiriko of the Adams to completely counteract the Wu Yang ultimate. Kitsune Rush in response. Maybe not even needed because Dronefire was already dead, but you get the stabilization anyways.
Yeah, they trade the ults. They trade the ult. I don't think it was needed either, but they trade ults. You're going to have Brig ult in this next fight. You have like 4 ults. Anarchy gets his ult in like 2 seconds, so I wouldn't be surprised if he gets his ult this fight too. And then looking on the side of the Blockheads, you have Nano. You have both DPS ults. I don't know if they're the strongest DPS ults, just because Cleanse exists and is broken, but...
Nice shot there from Anarchy. He's getting all sorts of dinks here. Just buying more time. You know, this is what the Adams need to do to lower this time bank, right? Get a pick before there's even really a fight, so it just bleeds more time off the clock.
That's third point too. Third point, one of the most horrible sites in the game.
Overclock from Austin, but Rasa with the bolt just completely shuts that one down. Adam tried to go for like a Poco bomb there in the back line, but instead, all that's going to happen is he's going to lose his life before he can get back into the mech. Met now walking forward. He swapped over onto the Zarya. RMM with a curved little Wu Yang bubble around the corner, just going to kill the Cassidy there. And now it's the end times here for the Adams. Dronefry nano boosted into the backline, getting a 3K. Trying to get 4 on Austin, isn't going to be able to do so. It doesn't really matter though. As the cap comes through, 2:58 is the time bank for the Blockheads.
Yeah, they got held a little bit on third point, but just the strong first and second fight, they blew through first and second point. So 2:58, very strong time pool for Nambani. I feel like this map, you know, you either get stalled on third point or first point, or you just like get a big time bank. So nothing like too unexpected from Nambani. But Adams definitely have to find an answer to, you know, get back into this game, especially from that drone tracer.
It just feels like they're always playing like kind of just too slow, right? It's always the Blockheads making the first move. I mean, I get that you're on defense, but you know, at one point you gotta try to make the play. And you know, it seems like they're just trying to overly rely on their DPS to get a pick early, and if that doesn't happen, they don't really got a plan B.
Yeah, I mean, it's much less scrappy as it was the first 2 maps, where it was just like I guess it was the same thing. Now that I think about it, is that the DPS were just kind of trading like every fight, and if the DPS don't trade, then it kind of just falls apart.
Adam gonna start on the Zarya here. Doesn't even try to go for a dive comp. Just deciding maybe counter watch. Zarya beats Diva is all you need. But maybe all you need is your DPS once again getting the first pick.
Yeah, Jordan
Tried
just
it
got
true,
caught out
worked
there.
for them before. Sleep onto Austin, but the Suzu, excuse me, is there. Rasa falling so low. Should be able to get alive for now. But the cap, it's already 2 ticks. And somebody from the Blockheads needs to touch this. Met's gonna try to go on point, but the Zarya is not who you want to walk into. Geronofried falling early, doesn't even get to the touch. And so Met falling here is just gonna end up being staggered for the Blockheads. A really fast point A cap there for the Adams.
Well, now we're getting a little deja vu. We got a really fast first point. Let's see what they'll do second point. Ult-wise, pretty even. Nothing standing out to me as super, like, ult advantage. Although Met did just swap over to Zarya, which, I mean...
Interesting here, though. All the
Makes
Adams
sense.
just kind of stacked up on point. They're not even bothering trying to take any angles here. They're just going to 5-man clump up on point and brawl it out, it seems.
Well, Anaki's going around the right side, but the rest of the team kind of clumped.
Yeah.
That being said,
both teams running Zarya here, so not a lot of high ground control from these tanks. Met using both bubbles early here is in a lot of trouble. The biotic grenade, not enough to keep him alive. Meanwhile, though, the DPS from the Blockheads getting the work done, don't even need the tank. Aniki does try another, so it's still 2 for 2. Recall force from Dronafried, trying to get away. Aniki chasing him down as well. Rasa stick goes a little bit wide, but it still gets the job done, even though it's on the wall. And it was a 4.5-minute time bank for the Blockheads. It's going to be a 6-minute time bank for the Adams.
Okay, well, I mean, deja vu first point, deja vu second point. A little bit different. There wasn't any ults actually used, which actually is probably better for the... Well, actually, there were ults used. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I mean, they have the grab, though, right?
Yeah, like the big ults, I meant. Like they use Pulse and Noon, but they haven't used Grab. They still have Rush.
Chucks in the grab, gets both supports in this one. I don't know how that sort of like vacuum is legendary. I don't know what kind of Dyson he's got, but I want that. Does catch both supports. However, the rest of his team not so lucky. I think it was a little ambitious that far up.
Yeah, it was just a little too far. Adam grabbing the back line and then taking too much poke, but now coming into this, you have Rush, but they have the grab for it, so let's see how they respond.
Yeah, a lot of times these Zaryas will save their grab for the opposing rush, as you think all the enemy team is going to be grouped up in that one. So it's just going to be an easy grab. Now has it online. Dronafried swaps back over. Here it is. The grab into the Kitsune rush. Catches 4 members of the Adams, but the rally is really good there from Nightfire. Just keep everyone nice and healthy. Met falls down, and actually Nightfire falls through the rally shield there to the high noon. Rasa does get taken out though, so still man advantage for the Adams. Dronafried super low in the back line. Aniki causing all sorts of problems. Super low health on boards. Just Met on the ball, trying to stall it out as long as he can, buy as much time as possible. But the inevitable is happening, and the Adamant Adams have capped, and they're going to cap with more time here than the Blockheads.
Now that's what I call a Nambani time bank. They ended with 4 minutes and 13 seconds, I believe, and then there's like a minute shaved off from the OT. So now coming into this, they have advantage. They have 3 minutes 13, an extra minute 13 than the Blockheads. And what seemed like could have been done and dusted is now flipped on its head.
This series is so full of surprises. I honestly just have no idea what these two teams got for us next.
Yeah, I mean, both teams coming out with different comps. Adam on tank now. There was 3 different comps the Blockheads played, I think, in 3 maps.
Yep.
It's some crazy stuff. It is some crazy stuff.
Even
Adam
the individual
starting.
fights, you never know how they go.
Yeah, you don't.
So back and forth, like.
Ults don't matter. Anything could happen.
Mhm.
Anyone could die. Anyone could win. Adam starting on the Zarya again. Makes sense. Matt going back to the Diva.
Yeah, this is surprising. I don't think it's too crazy for Rasa to be back on this Freya here, but the Diva I think is very surprising. The Adams, with them being so clumped up, it's really hard for the Diva to get any sort of good dive target that
Yeah,
doesn't just get bubbled, right?
we just got to keep an eye on Drona, I think. Just Drona's ability to flank in the back line and get a pick. The Brig and Cass both sitting on top of each other right now, so it'll be a little harder.
RMM actually in a lot of trouble. It's Aniki causing the problems here for the two on the coast. Runafried and RMM Met falling a little low, but it's actually the bend it like Beckham orbs here from RMM getting the kill onto Aniki. Another few bolts there from Rasa, but does get Suzu'd away by Adam. Counter Suzu out from Yurei, super low, trying to keep Met alive. A fully charged Zarya is a big problem, and sure enough, Met finally is going to lose his mech. Rasa found his way up to the high ground where he's going to die. And so, 1 minute in, 1 minute down for the Adams.
Yeah, that was over half their time now, and now it's going to be like one fight territory for the Blockheads, and no ults to be seen, so it's just going to be a pure duel. Met staying on the Diva, not swapping over.
This is, and now it's even harder because Adam just has the charge, and they're going to take the fight in the room. I don't think this is where you want to be.
Yeah, he does get out. He's on the other high ground now. A big pick from Atom early, and Aniki also getting one.
Yeah, this side fight has always been, you know, for both teams here, whatever the tanks are doing, the DPS plus the supports fighting on this coast angle, and that time, Nakiriko gets the nice shot there. 24 seconds left for the Blockheads to make any sort of progress with their second attack here. Coast angle for Met, gonna try to make his way underneath. It's gonna be Dronafried on the point, trying to cause some problems. Adam has given up the backline as the entirety of the team has kind of just bunkered in this corner here, trying to make sure they keep each other healthy, waiting for this Kitsune rush. 93%, and Dronafried's gonna go down first. Adams now one-man advantage, ults in hand. Aniki on the high ground, looking for some pulse bomb, trying to find out RMM. That one goes wide, but the follow-up sure enough is there. Austin gets another one with the high noon, and the Adam's gonna hold here, point A, 0% given up.
Yes, what a hold. I mean, they played that almost perfectly. They just weren't over aggressive. They weren't poking too hard, and I think just the Zarya matchup into the Diva was just too hard for them. I mean, Adam was just beaming them down the whole time.
And this is where it's challenging, right? Because, you know, maybe a more experienced tank player, maybe more, yeah, just I feel like a more experienced tank player would know how to take this matchup on a dive map. Even though the Zarya versus the Diva is a problem, because it's Numbani, the Diva still should have the advantage. But a player like Met, he's a really good player, but he's a DPS player. And so I don't think he has as much experience in these sort of wonky matchups. And I think it's kind of a big drawback for the Blockheads here.
Yeah, and I'm now going back to the ban. I wonder how impactful that Hazard ban actually is. If Met plays Hazard, I think banning him was like a big plus on the side of the Adams. But looking at it now, kind of more what we expect. We have a Zarya mirror. We have a Mizuki on the side of the Blockheads.
Yeah, I mean, RMM did play the Mizuki really well on map number 1, so, you know, if Adam's going to run Diva, that's good into that, but I don't know how good it is with the Zarya, specifically. Also, Dronafried's on May.
Yeah, that's interesting. They're going more defensive, it looks like. Much more defensive comp. Holding this high ground. Everyone's kind of stacked up here.
We'll see. The Adams are actually taking this rotate down below. The wall is a little early from Dronafried to really catch anyone out here. Adam walking forward onto point now. Uses the bubble. It's an early maid block out from Dronafried just to stay alive. Night Fear goes down first, though. So it's a good start in the fight. Aniki does trade one, though. He has this complete high ground angle. Looking for anything else here. Met a little bit low, but should be able to stay alive. Adam now... only one support to keep him up, just trying to get out with his life, save the energy. Did get a lot of it, so nothing here. Now they're trying to
already
take
a minute off
right to the high ground. Uri
Oh,
goes
that's a
down.
big pick.
Huge pick there, and he gets another one on RMN. Block from Dronafried. It can only last him so long. The rest of the Adams are up here. Dronafried, the captain, the skipper, down he goes. And the rest of the Blockheads soon to follow. The Adamant Adams took them a minute, but they're going to get the cap, and they're going to take us to map number 5.
Another map 5, another banger. Adam's just kind of brawling through that, winning the Zarya duel. Adam's tank looking very good, actually.
I'm telling you, dude, this guy's got a tank.
He is, he is.
Showing us off here. What a map that was. It looked like the Adams were out of it after they gave up a 3-minute plus time bank, but they found their way back into the map, found their way back into the series, and they're going to take us to a map number 5, which we'll get to after a short little break. Don't go anywhere. More Overwatch Clash continues after this.
These beats are the purest. Prove it, prove it. purists, prove it, prove it. These beats are the purists, prove it, prove it.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Overwatch Clash Season 11, Week number 1. The Adamant Adams, after a thrilling map number 4, are going to take that one and bring us to a map number 5. We're going to Sapi, as picked by the Adams. The Blockheads chose to take ban first, where they banned out Tracer. The Adamant Adams banned Lucio in response. Dish, we were talking on the break. This Tracer ban is really surprising.
I mean, it's interesting. Drono was putting a lot of work on Tracer. One of Drono's signature heroes is Tracer, but Aniki was also doing really well on Tracer. And I think the idea is they want to play Pharah again, but I guess we'll see once we head into the map.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Pharah is maybe. I expect it to be the idea. It's always surprising, right? When you ban out the Tracer. There was a joke in chat about they're just banning Aniki's most recently played hero. That's why they banned out the cast in map number 2, I think, the Reaper in map number 4, and the Tracer here.
I mean, it's not a bad
Aniki
strategy.
plays, we gotta ban it out.
I mean, it's not a bad strategy. I mean, Aniki, the high SR player on the team for a reason. He's putting in work, but the ban on the side of the Adams, the Lucio, also, kind of makes sense. They've been playing more the Juno look than the Blockheads, and we're thinking maybe the Mizu ban was plausible, but
I
looks
thought
like
if they were gonna keep Adam on tank, they would ban Mizuki.
which
This
looks
ban,
like they are.
This ban to me seems more like you would ban Lucio. Let's play Mizuki, in which case you want Adam on Mizuki.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any swaps coming through. They might still be discussing on the side of the Atoms. We know the Blockheads, they already said they're keeping the lineup, so
Yep.
it is going to be the same Met Tank, Russa, Drona, DPS, Yuri, and RMM on support. Asking if we're ready, and we are ready. So I think it is the same lineups from both teams.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not.
No, it's not. Adam is actually going to get
My
subbed
bad.
out here. So the Adams going with the lineup they had from map number 2, actually. So the same one they ran on New Junk City with Adam on the bench.
I mean, we talked about it during the break too. Adam 1-for-1ing for Fuzzy is a lower SR comp because Adam is lower SR on tank than Fuzzy, but like, I mean, he did really well in the last map. Do you take him out while he's hot? I don't know. I guess we'll see.
I'm not sure, but it is interesting, right? Adam, of course, being the captain of the team, has all of the final decisions on the roster they're running, and to in a map 5 scenario to bench yourself, in favor of your players, it shows you have a lot of faith in the team that you drafted.
Yeah, for sure. And we do see Azaria coming out on both sides, which is, pretty expected. And the Pharah did come out from Drona.
Yeah, so even though Adam subbed himself out, he played Zarya so well last map, it's still just gonna be the Zarya mirror. However, Anarchy back on this Reaper. It's the Zarya Reaper once again for the Adams. Looked so good. Actually, it wasn't Zarya Reaper in map number 2, but the Reaper from Anarchy was really good.
Yeah, the Reaper was really good. So good that they banned it out on
Mhm.
the third map. But now going into a Pharah, it might be a little harder.
We'll see TP in here into the back, trying to look for Rasa, but the flashbang there just completely negates the ability to use that Wraith form. And so Anarchy gets picked first. Austin does trade one back, so it's all 1-for-1. And the hit scan still being alive here means that Adrenafried still has to be careful. 2 nice shots onto the Pharah, a third as he flies up into the sky. Austin with the 2K to start off this map here for the Adams. And with 1-man advantage, no DPS, the Blockheads gonna run away.
Yeah, big picks from Austin there. Reaper going down early, but still coming back with those 2 picks. And now, strong push, grouping back together.
Fuzzy has the
Trying to get in
charge.
here.
Bubbling Anarchy looking for this Adrenafried is actually kind of on this angle. Does get beamed out, forced to kite away. As this bot moves towards this corner, Met getting brawled out, used both bubbles there early, but the chain from RMM is good enough to get the kill onto the opposing Zarya there. Adrenafried does get traded out by Austin. This cast is putting in so much work here. Nightfire just trying to brawl, act as this tank here on the break. Austin now going in with the high noon, trying to hide in the corner. Can they get out of it? No, Met has nowhere else to go. Suzu forced there, and the hopefully Kitsune rush. Austin gonna get 2 more kills, putting in an MVP level performance here on map number 5. 4K for the Cassidy, and he's rolling the Adams all the way to the butt scratch.
I mean, they went for that. Like, they really went for that. You thought it was, like, all Blockheads in that fight there, but they used that rush. They used that noon, went around the corner, got the full charge Zarya, and won that fight. It was crazy. Great performance by Austin so far.
Balling out here in map number 5, the rookie is his first ever Aurora game. 4 ultimates on board here, and RMM with a really early Sanctuary. The Adams just gonna be able to kite this one away. Not really sure what caused them to use that one there, as Anarchy walks forward right into a grab though from Met. The bubble on the wrong target there from Fuzzy, not able to keep the Reaper alive, and so it did cost them 2 ultimates. But with Anarchy down, Fuzzy kind of in no man's land here. Surely the Zar goes down, and now the Blockhead's gonna be able to win a fight.
Yeah, they got the fight there. There's still a grab on the side of the Adams and rush on the side of the Blockheads. So kind of even ult pool here.
Well,
Going
no
into the next
Sanctuary
fight.
for the grab though, because they used it.
Yeah, they don't have Sanctuary for the grab. So they really gotta be careful.
Grab Blossom combo in the back pockets of the Adams here. Trying to walk around to this backside. Fuzzy now just going right to the point. It's a High Noon out early. 3 members in the grab, but the High Noon's there as well. Anaki's got to be careful, walking right into Ross's crosshairs. Gets shut down there by the DPS of the Blockheads. And what looked like a good grab, they just kind of, didn't think about the cast.
I mean, it's kind of a disaster there. They grab, but like the cast was zoning it off, and then Anarchy wanted to like go in and try to get something out of it, but it was just a little bit too early, and the cast pulled the trigger, and that was just the fight. And now looking at the ult pool, I mean, you got Blade coming up, you have Mizuki ult.
Rasa, though, just gets the better of Austin there on this high ground, even though they had the break pocket with them. It's not going to be enough. Meanwhile, Fuzzy and Anarchy in a lot of trouble on the other side of the fight. Even though they got the numbers, once again, they're just losing these fights.
Yeah, these early picks are brutal. It's another early pick comes in.
That's huge.
Yeah, this time on the side of the
Blockheads.
The Adams. Well, the Adams got the pick.
Yes.
Oh, but then there's another pick on the.
Anarchy goes down though, and the Adams deciding not to use any of their ults. Austin did use that High Noon, but both supports just saving their ults here. Even though I think it was winnable fight, they are going to give up the lead to the Blockheads after a really good start from the Adams. The Blockheads have found their way into this map and have taken the lead.
I mean, it was a 4v5, but then they just got another pick on top of it, and they used their Mizuki ult to seal the deal. Coming into this fight, they have Grab again. They have Blade, and they're gonna have Noon. They're gonna have a lot.
Anarchy once again caught out by the flashbang of Rasa. It's a Blade from Dronafry, but Rasa on the other side of the fight gets another. Austin does shut down the Blade, but Rasa once again 3k from the Cassidy. Met gonna clean up the rest of the kills, and this Blockhead's lead is really starting to bloom into something significant here. Looking towards the end of the map, it is in sight. Grab still in hand for Met. A huge grab here could just end the series outright.
Yeah, this is looking dire situation for the Blockheads. They are giving a little space. They're respecting their angles, backing up a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're down one.
I think they're going all the way.
No.
No.
I don't know. Grab comes out though. It's 3 members, but the rally is perfect from Nightfire. Austin though going down to Dronafry in the side fight. Anarchy does trade one back, and with the break falling down here, Kitsune Rush keeping the Blockheads healthy and moving forward here. Fuzzy solo going down, fully charged Met, walking through, trying to end the series right here, right now. 3k for the Zarya. Anarchy soon to fall. 4, 3, 2, 1 meters left to go. One last touch, but not gonna be there. And the Blockheads are going to win the series in map number 5, getting their first win of the season.
What a match. Another map 5 banger, 2 in a row. Great job coming back. They had an early lead there, the Adams, but the Blockheads fought back, had some really good ultimates, and at the end of the day, they are the victors.
Yeah. A really interesting map 5 there. It was such a good start for the Adams, but then it just kind of all fell apart there. The Blockheads, they found their way into the map, and they just never looked back, completely full camping it there. As soon as they got 1 meter, they got all the meters. And so they're going to win their first of the season over the Adams in map number 5. But now, Dish, last thing we got to do, decide an MVP.
This one is hard. Honestly, it was pretty hard. Coming into map 5, I would have said Drona, like no matter what, but I think Rasa actually did a lot of good work there. He was like 19-5 at the end of that push map, but I don't know. I'm gonna give it up to you.
It's hard because I feel like Dronafry had a more pop-off angle, like more pop-off plays, but I agree. We knew what Dronafry was capable of on DPS, but I've never seen Rasa play DPS before, and he balled out today. He really showed what he can do.
I think that means Rasa is going to be our MVP for this map.
Yeah. So Rasa MVP of the series. Hopefully we can get someone to drag him in here for a winner's interview. Hopefully. Not sure if that can happen.
Are we going to strike out 0 for 2?
Maybe I can get someone. Mm. Not sure. I wish I had the power to drag someone in here for an interview, and unfortunately, I just don't got that kind of clout. I can't really do it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if we get someone to drag, but uh, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Sorry, but I guess we could just talk about Rosso, right? Though how impressive he was, and really this whole Blockheads team, how good they were in this series, looked really impressive.
There he
Oh,
is.
so
What's up,
Hello, we
Rasa?
do have Rasa joining us for a winter interview. First off, I mean, how you feeling, Rasa?
dude, I'm feeling great. I'm fresh off of a wisdom tooth surgery, so
What?
I'm feeling great.
Feeling great in two ways, or what? Still
Yeah,
from the surgery, or
I'm just up right now.
you're up.
I'm on
You're
cloud
up. Your
nine.
team is up. Not only you are up. So I think you had a great performance. Your cast was something to behold. How was how was this match for you guys? How was your mental? You guys were up and down. It was back and forth. It was some scrappy fights. What did you guys do to lock in?
Uh, it's always good vibes in our VC. We're always cracking jokes, giving W comms, always W fight plans. We're never getting boomed. If somebody's starting to get down, we bring them back up.
Yeah, good vibes are always key to victory.
Of course. I gotta ask, this is the first time we've seen you play DPS in Aurora. Of course, we've seen you play support in the past, but now going over to DPS, did you have any worries, coming into this match at all about playing DPS?
Um, I was afraid of playing against Aniki because I know he's kind of a demon, but I think my team played well, so ended out all good.
Yeah, I definitely think you held your own against Aniki, who also did great
Hmm.
on Cass. It was a pretty big battle of the Cassidy's for a couple of those maps. Do you have any other questions before we do the penultimate? You know,
Um, do I have
the
any other
question.
questions? I guess no. I gotta ask about this. The tracer ban at map number 5. We were kind of shocked by that because we know Dronafried has historically been a big tracer player, and so like were you guys confident that he could play the Genji and the Pharah, and uh, and that this was like the right thing to do?
Um, I That's a good question. I feel like my team was we we were more afraid of the Aniki tracer than forcing Jonafried onto something else. Because
That makes
that
sense.
map for Aniki tracer is like really oppressive, and we just needed to get rid of that.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah, makes
absolutely
sense.
worked for you guys. Little rocky start to the map, but you found your way into it and kind of just rolled them the rest of the way. So, congratulations once again to you on your first win. But before you go, I gotta ask one more question. Of course, it is El Clasico. If you couldn't give, if you weren't MVP and had to give it to someone else on your team, who would it be and why?
Oh, that's a good question. Me personally, I'd probably say either Dronefied or Met. Dronefied for how he played on circuit, like sneaking in the back and killing two, like that just blew my mind. Or probably Met, just overall good tank. Thought he played really well. Good comms.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense from us. I mean, Jordan
Yeah,
had some big
absolutely.
plays.
I think
That
they
played
both
well.
had a. Yeah, sorry, sorry.
No. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying they both had a lot of standout plays. I thought Met, for his first time really playing DPS an entire series, well, it's not DPS, playing tank for entire series, also looked really impressive. So, you know, really good stuff from him. And yeah, that sneaky play from Jordan Fry, that is definitely going to be in the top 10 plays of the week. So just watch out for that one. But
And
that's going to be it for the interview. Thank you, Rasa, for joining us. And once again, congratulations on your first win of the season.
Yep. Thank you for having me.
congratulations.
That's going to do it for us, though, here on the cast. What an incredible, first Saturday of the season, Dish.
Oh yeah,
two
definitely.
games, two map fives, really all the action we could hope for, and this maybe, this is looking like to be a great a great season 11 of Aurora Overwatch Clash.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see these teams grow, kind of bond, and get stronger as the season goes on. Um, we both have our first matches tomorrow, so we
Mm-hmm.
have that to look forward to, and you guys too, maybe if you know.
Yeah. Yeah, there will be at least 2 games that I know of that are going to be streamed tomorrow. So watch out for the announcements for those streams. But for now, I've been Nave for Dish. Good night and have a good one,
Good
everyone.
night.
Stay safe.